today we are talking about some fat acceptance and how they like to dog on people who lose weight and spread misinformation and lies about intentional weight loss. Hell, any weight loss. So, this was spurred because there is a very popular clip of the feminist Landwell going around right now. And yes, that's her username. That's not me calling her Landwell. And so I figured, since I do cover a lot of fat acceptance on my channel, we'll watch this, talk about this, and then I went into the old TikTok and looked up, fat acceptance, hating weight loss, and I pulled up a few more. So we're going to look at those, a few of those, plus some sanity. We'll have some of our usual offenders in here, Landwell here, Splotchmaker, and then some other people I'm not sure about. And like I said, the sanity will be a good palate cleanser to this insanity that is fat acceptance. So I'm not drinking a hot tea for this tea spilling sesh. Oh my God, I just said sesh. I am watching too much Alex Rodriguez, guys. Help. This is an SOS. But I am drinking a nice hot coffee. And yeah, so here we go. This one, I couldn't find this clip. So this clip is clipped from a video from Lydia at the Body Honesty Project. This is the feminist Landwell's video. Lydia is amazing. She has an awesome channel. I was on her channel and did a couple of videos a few months ago. It was last year. And she gives such an amazing take on fat acceptance. She comes at it from like a psychology point of view. I will link her channel down below. Please go check her out and give her a like. She's just a really awesome creator, and I've spoken with her behind the scenes and like a friend type man, and she's just an awesome person. So definitely send Lydia some love, and we will watch this one, and then I will close this out and we will watch the rest in TikTok. And if I have to mute any because of music or anything, I will read what they're saying, and as always, I will try to read out what they put on the screen anyways, because I know a lot of you don't watch the videos, you listen while you're doing other stuff, so there's that. Anyways, let's get started. This is the feminist Landwell just looking supremely stressed out, and I'm going to let it play in full, and then we're going to go. And that's hard for me because I like to stop, but we're going to watch it, and then we'll talk.
I'm so sorry, but if you post that you're trying to lose weight, like, I'm gonna unfollow you.
What a shame.
I've had to unfollow so many fucking people this week because everyone is like, I'm taking a new medication for weight loss.
Also, she's
I'm
dogging
doing this
on
new thing
Wagyu.
for weight loss.
Oh,
I'm doing it for weight loss. I'm sick of it. You can be fat and healthy the same way you can be thin and unhealthy. So don't hide behind this facade that your weight loss is all for fucking health benefits, because we know that's not true. We know you're losing weight so you can look better, whatever the fuck that means.
It means exactly
Maybe you're
what
just
it
ugly,
means.
just a thought. But I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of especially you fat bitches currently who have built your fucking platforms on being fucking fat and gained hundreds of thousands, even millions of followers because you've been this body positive queen for people. And now what? You've got the fame, you've got the followers, so you're done. You've got what you wanted, so now you're gonna go turn your back on all these people who have fucking supported you? Get the fuck out of my face.
Okay, so she's just such a peach, isn't she? This is clearly somebody who has internalized issues with their own weight and their own lack of self-control and their own appearance. Feminist Landwell was one of these women that do this thing where they purposely uglify themselves, in my opinion. Shaved head, wears funky clothes, big funky glasses, doesn't always wear makeup. And when she wears makeup, I've seen her wear makeup, her face, she looks pretty. But she goes out of her way to purposely uglify herself. I'm not a feminist. I'm like, so the opposite of feminist. Of course, I believe women should have rights and all that. We shouldn't be stuck barefoot in the kitchen. But I definitely do believe in traditional gender roles and stuff. But this comes down to she is unhappy that people don't find her attractive at the end of the day. And she's a lesbian, so she's not like pining for attention from men. And I'm not knocking, like, if you have a bald head because you have cancer or an illness or you like it. There's a lot of women who can rock a bald head and look great. That's not what I'm talking about. I can admit when a man is attractive or a woman is attractive, I find the look, the well done look of an androgynous female, like it looks great. It's such a good look. It's a cool look. This is not what I'm talking about. I'm specifically talking about this like woke, uglified, shaved head, weird glasses look like feminist Landwell does. It comes down to she's unhappy that people find thinner people more attractive. And she's mad that a lot of these influencers who, yeah, built platforms in their 20s and stuff are getting into their 30s and 40s, and then they're starting to have problems, and they're like, damn, I need to listen to my doctor and lose weight, because they're learning the hard way that, yes, being extremely overweight, and I don't mean like 15, 20 pounds, guys. We're talking like excessive weight, that it's not good for you, that it's unhealthy, that it brings a lot of risks. And people are like, shit, when their own health is starting to suffer and their own mortality is on the line and they're being faced with it, then sometimes a switch, flips in people. She's just very moody, very angry, very hateful. And somebody who really, truly was confident and loved themselves, and were truly happy with themselves inside and out, would not act this way when somebody else loses weight. Because they would be like, okay, you want to lose weight? Great, that's fine. I'm happy with myself. So like if somebody didn't want to look like me, I wouldn't be mad about it, and I wouldn't blame them. Like it's just so weird. And then she's mad because, oh, you're saying it's for your health when we all know it's for aesthetics. So what if somebody wants to lose weight to be thinner because they think it looks better and it's more attractive? Who cares? I don't care if that's shallow or not. Who cares? If you put two women, feminist Landwell, right next to someone who looked exactly like her, identical, same hair, same everything, except they were thinner. And I don't mean super skinny, super fit, just less fat. Most of the time, everybody is going to pick the less fat version, because it shows that you have more self-control, you have healthier habits, you can go do more, your health is going to be better. She would probably actually look a little bit different, the thinner one, because fat hides the features of your face once you get to a certain size. So her face would probably look different, you could see her features more, and it would probably be more aesthetically pleasing. So yeah, and oh, it's not for health. You don't know that. You can't talk about that. And being obese is not freaking healthy. That's just the fact of it. So okay, we're gonna say bye-bye to the feminist Landwell and get into a couple of these other videos. And like I said, there is going to be some sanity thrown in here. The TikTok scrolling thing is like on the desktop. It's pretty invisible, so I have a hard time seeing it. So okay, this first one is duetting cute fat queer, who is another crazy lunatic fat acceptance zealot. Okay, and there's music playing in the background, so I'm going to mute this one. And all it is this obese woman making a weird face in the camera and then sliding away while fat queer talks. And she's saying, do you know that weight loss for any reason is actually bad for you? Not true. Believe it or not, it's true. I have a master's degree in this shit. if she has a master's degree, it's in something, lunacy, but it's not diet, nutrition, health. Fat studies don't count. Fat studies don't count, guys. Sorry. Yeah. Continue. But I'm the fat person delivering this message, so most likely you won't believe me, and that's okay. No, we don't believe you because it's not true. Guys, it's just
know that weight loss for any
it's
reason.
just a fact. Being obese and extremely overweight is not healthy. So they need to like really get off their high horse about this. It's so frustrating, these people. Okay, now let's listen to this one. So this girl is responding to a comment that says intentional weight loss is fat phobic? Question mark. I think I've seen this girl before. She tries to sound so scholarly and intelligent, but her words just, they give her away.
So, intentional weight loss, so you purposely saying, I want to lose 20 pounds, is fat phobic.
And guys, don't let them bully you with fat phobia. Being fat phobic is good. Nobody should want to be extremely overweight or obese. It's not healthy. It's not good. And there's nothing wrong with it. The first comment on this video says, LOL, it's not fat phobia, it's being self-aware and health conscious.
Okay, now hear me out, but I think this woman might actually be onto something. If you are working out and eating healthy with the intention of losing weight or being a certain size, you probably are fat phobic. I mean, I know that.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
I personally am afraid of being fat. I'm afraid of developing diabetes and increasing my chances of nerve damage and amputation.
Good. See, this girl knows what's up. That other person saying it's fat phobic for blah, 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 stigma and racism and all this patriarchy and all this stuff. This woman's actually saying the legitimate reasons why you should be fat phobic.
I'm afraid of damaging my joints and not being able to go up and down stairs without pain.
Yes.
I'm afraid of developing heart issues that might put me in the hospital or worse. I am afraid of decreasing my quality of life and life expectancy because of my own avoidable actions. And
yes, I mean, preach, girl. And the fact is that that's all very true. And these fat influencers are so deceptive, especially to young, impressionable people, because they only show, well, except for a couple of the feedies I've seen on TikTok. They show this glamorous life they live and how wonderful life can be when you're fat, and them at Disneyland and walking and doing all this stuff and going on hikes. But they're only showing you like an edited 30-40 second clip of it. They're not showing you the struggle the rest of the way and how unglamorous it really is. They're not showing you the skin breakdown and open wounds and rashes and yeast and smelliness of having multiple skin rolls rubbing against each other and crap like that. Like they don't show you that, you know, you may smell bad because you have like remnants of urine and poop on you because you can't effectively clean yourself after you use the bathroom. Like, these are all realities too of being extremely obese, but they don't show you that because it damages their whole message.
And I am afraid for people who are experiencing all of the things that I mentioned above.
Yeah, and the thing is we worry about these people and care about them more than they care about themselves at the end of the day.
I'm not saying go around and be an asshole to people who are overweight.
Yeah.
But America is in the middle of an obesity epidemic.
A huge one, no pun intended.
I think we probably need a little bit more fear of fatness.
Good for her. That's some sanity. I wasn't expecting that one. Okay, let's see. Here's another one of some sanity, and then we'll get into the totally insane splotch maker.
I'm going to say something that'll probably take a lot of you off, but I just have to do it. I can't stand the fat acceptance movement. It's absolutely terrible. It's not out of love. It's out of some evil kind of comfort-seeking type of mindset. Everybody.
And that's the honest to goodness truth of it. They're just trying to validate their own shortcomings and their own lack of willingness to try and change and put in effort. It's easy as hell, in modern America at least, to be fat and unhealthy. It is harder to stay fit, not overeat, and be healthy.
Everybody wants to feel like everybody just likes me. Everything's cool. There's nothing that's uncomfortable. I don't have to face the tough decisions. I don't have to look in the mirror. I don't have to face reality at all. There's no consequences. Well, that's just not true. There's tons of consequences
There are so many consequences to being obese
out there for terrible behaviors. Telling someone that it's okay to be overweight, out of shape, and unhealthy is giving someone a literal death sentence.
Yeah, like that's like mean to encourage somebody to stay in any type of unhealthy state, right? Be it very overweight or just having a horrible diet, even if they're not particularly overweight, if they drink too much, if they partake in other illicit substances too much. Encouraging that is not, that's not being a friend. That's not caring about somebody.
You're literally chopping years off their life, chopping enjoyment out of their life for what? To make them feel temporarily accepted?
That's what it is. They just want that coddling and that I'm perfect, everything's great. It's a way to dissociate from the realities of their situation. They're just like, literally, it's like sticking their head in the sand.
For a few minutes? Those people can't stand themselves. They're going to go home, look in the mirror, and be disgusted with what they see. So
I think a lot of them actually, especially as they gain more and more weight, really don't like themselves and don't like what they see, but they're so brainwashed by the fat acceptance cult, or they're so deep into it and are making their money from it, and they have such a following that they don't want to risk the backlash and the canceling that will, the witch hunt that will happen if they do say, hey, I'm not happy with my body. I don't feel my best. I don't like this. I do want to lose weight. That's like they get themselves pigeonholed into a situation where that, like one where they can't get out of it without dire consequences. But if they stay in it, there's dire consequences, like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
So why don't you give them value? Why don't you tell them how to get out of the place they're in, the steps to take, the journey that lies ahead? Show them via actions that it's accessible, that anyone can do it. This world has gone soft and it's outright disgusting, to be honest.
He's not kidding. At least here in America and in Canada, man, have we gone soft. I mean, super squishy marshmallow freaking soft. Ugh, God. My grandparents, I don't think they would know. They wouldn't know what to say or do. Okay, here we go. Here's a good old splotchy.
People will go on a weight loss journey and then say, oh my God.
FYI, Splotchmaker is truly one of these fat acceptance advocates who just freaking hates, loathes thin people and fit people, particularly women. And that includes fit ones, muscular ones, thin ones, thinner than her, and the dreaded former fats. Like, she just hates them.
I feel so much better after losing weight.
Because you do, and you will, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. Now, Splotchy's a big girl. Last time I heard, she claimed to be something like a 24 or 26, which is big. But sometimes for some people, depending on your stature and stuff, just having an extra 20, 30 pounds on your body makes you feel like crap. And losing that 20 pounds, 15, 20, 30 pounds will make an amazing difference. If you're extremely overweight or extremely obese, you are going to feel better once you've started losing big chunks of weight. You just will.
I just have more energy waking up in the morning. My body just moves better.
It will.
I just feel more myself. Like, come on, guys.
And what's wrong with that? Why are you, Splotchmaker, questioning their lived experience. Isn't that what they say? Like, why are you questioning their truth, their reality? If that's what happens, which it does for most people, then that's good for them. But she's just mad because that just proves the point. The being heavier, that having more weight on you is harder on your body. It's not as fun. It's not as pleasant. It's not the same as being thinner.
This whole time, they are exercising, eating more fruits and veggies.
So you're saying, Splotchy, that eating more fruits and veggies and exercising can change your weight and your health and how you feel. First of all, she's in the wrong according to fat acceptance, because that's moralizing food and saying there's good foods and bad foods, which there are. But two, you're also implying that doing these things will improve your health and affect your weight, which I thought was all just genetics, and that you'll have the exact same health problems when you're thin as you will when you're fat, which is quite often not true. Oh, Splotchy being a hypocrite here. They hate when you can poke holes in their argument.
And 3, sticking to a routine. But somehow, that always gets pushed to the side as if that is an inconsequential part of why they feel better.
The truth of the matter is, Splotchy, that carrying way, way, way too much extra human tissue on you is not good. It's not healthy. Our bodies are actually made and designed to be lean and active and moving and physical. And that's how we've been most of our existence up until relatively, well, compared to the rest of our existence, a drop in the bucket, you know, in the last 100 some years. But she's never going to listen to that.
As if it has no part whatsoever in how they felt better. It was not the fact that they increased the diversity of their diet. It was not the fact that they started moving their body more.
So you are implying, Splotchy, that this person ate bad, ate unhealthily, and was lazy and didn't move. Okay, got it. You're not allowed to do that to them, by the way.
It was the weight.
It was the weight. That other stuff, yes, is good and is going to have positive effects. But damn it, Splotchy, it's the weight. It's the weight.
It's the weight. And so many people will start these resolutions where they're moving their body more, they're diversifying their diet, and they will think, wow, I feel so much better.
Why don't you try it and then come back in 3 or 4 months and tell us how you feel? Splotchy will never do it. She is so entitled and bratty and lazy. It's just never going to happen with this one.
On a scale, see that they have not lost weight or gained weight, and immediately think, wow, I'm so unhealthy.
Well, and the fact of the matter is, Splotchy, if they did those things and lost weight, and they did those things exactly the same but didn't lose weight, they would still feel better and have better results in the scenario where they've lost some weight. That's just facts.
I'm so bad.
Now, if you're obviously a healthy weight or underweight, yes, you don't need to lose weight. It's not good. It's unhealthy to be too underweight. That's not what I'm advocating for. I'm talking about just being merely just chubby or average or normal, actual normal, healthy weight.
Man, this is terrible because it's not about health.
But it is. For a lot of people, it is. And who are you to sit there and try to tell them, you're saying it's about your health, but it's not about your health. If it is to them, then it is to them, because they haven't drank as much of the fat acceptance cult Kool-Aid as you, and they still have some sanity in their heads. So they're getting the message and you're not. And here she's going to go on. It's not about health. It's about aesthetics and appearance. Yeah, that's the other thing, Splotchy. Suck it up. People who are not your size, who are smaller, are more attractive than you are at your size. There, I'm just going to say it. Because Splotchy's a real big girl. And she doesn't very often show her full body. But She's big.
If we really focused on just making our bodies feel better, there wouldn't be an emphasis on weight.
And like I said, those two scenarios where this person did the exact same thing, except in one scenario they lost weight and one they didn't, they would always feel better when in the scenario where they lost weight, especially assuming these people had weight to lose. It's just going to happen.
There have literally been studies too.
What, your fat studies that don't mean shit, or the studies that you cherry pick and misread? Which one?
People want to talk about, oh, well, of course weight loss helps with health.
It does.
There have been studies where people who literally had their fat just removed, just like lipo, and their markers, their health markers, all that jazz, were not improved from the people who stayed fat.
Because that's like targeted fat loss. That's usually sucking it out of your gut or your legs or your butt or something like that. That's not a systemic improvement. That's not losing weight all over your whole body, burning your visceral fat. It's not affecting the inflammation in your system by way of eating healthier foods and moving and being more active. So yeah, that's going to be different. There is a time and a place for targeted weight loss like that, such as in lipedema, but it's not the same as weight lost via diet and exercise, ideally.
Weight loss is just a potential, possible side effect of changing your lifestyle. And just as likely as weight loss is to happen, weight maintenance and weight gain. Those are both equal.
No. If you are in normal weight or underweight, weight gain might happen. If you're a normal weight gain shouldn't happen. Maintenance, yes. But if weight gain is happening, it means you have gone too far in the wrong direction. Even if you're eating healthier, eating more healthier snacks like nuts and seeds, you can overeat on those things. And then if you're overeating, even if it's healthy stuff, you have made a negative change and you need to cut back. If you are overweight and you are truly changing your diet, cutting your portions, eating healthy, moving more, you should, at least to some degree initially, lose weight. Every time, pretty much.
If not more possibility.
Because if you're not, then you're still eating too much.
We need to be actively deconstructing the idea that weight loss and getting smaller is what health is what feeling good is.
It will make most people feel better, Splotchy. I hate to break it to you. And by I'm talking about overweight people, obviously.
We need to stop.
She's just so butthurt that people, that like the situation people tell her she's in about her health is going to go to hell and she could make changes. She's just lazy and she doesn't want to change the food. Like, she just is butthurt that that's all true and she just doesn't want to hear it.
Stop. Let's focus on actual health promoting behaviors in 2024.
Yeah, so doing the opposite of whatever Splotchy does, and you'll be good. Do the opposite of what Splotchmaker does, and you'll be good. Okay, let's look at a couple more. Okay, there's a clip playing, muted, from that one girl who went on a rant. I think Maddie Cosin is her name there? Saying losing weight is hard, but being in a body you hate is harder. This woman lost a lot of weight and did the thing, and then she really took off last year with this car rant she did.
Okay, so here's a hot take. It's actually way easier to just like work on not hating your body. She starts off like the content of this video saying that she was almost 200 pounds and like, babe.
See, right there, she doesn't even think like almost 200 pounds. It's so normal to be at least that she's like criticizing this girl like almost 200 pounds. Like, that's nothing. Yeah, it is for most women. Most women should not have a 2 in front of their weights. unless you're super tall and stuff. And even then, you should probably be only about 170, maybe 180 if you have muscle. But
So for context, I'm like a little under 5'5", and I am 220 pounds.
okay, so 5'5", 220. You're at least a good 60 pounds overweight, which you're
And in
morbidly
case
obese.
you can't tell, I'm like hot as fuck.
Okay, that's your opinion, first of all. I'm sure there's people going to find you hot, and that's fine. But there's people that aren't going to find you hot, and that's fine too. People have preferences. Preferences aren't fat phobic or any of this other stuff you guys try to push. But at some point, you people will see that being in a bigger body, aka making yourself fat as hell, is hard. And it is hard, trust me, I know, I'm dealing with it, to lose weight and get active again. And especially when you have a large amount of weight to lose, it takes a long time. It's stressful. You have to be hungry. You have to give in to, like, fight cravings. It's physically and mentally a task. It really is. Weight loss is simple, but it's not easy. I'm not taking that away from people. Anybody who loses any weight, good, because it's not easy. But this woman's just going to justify why it's perfectly okay to be bigger.
And like, don't get me wrong, I had plenty of periods of my life where I like could not look at my body in the mirror.
And if somebody looks at their body, even if they're only 15 pounds overweight, and say, oh God, I feel fat, I don't like how I look, I want to change it, then you know what? That's valid. Ain't that what you guys like to say? That's valid. And they should be able to do it as long as they're not getting to a point where they're underweight and unhealthy. Let them do it. Let them feel good about themselves. Let them do what they want to do. Let people do what they want to do to make themselves happy. And it all comes down to, at the end of the day, you don't like that people are unhappy and consider their body not as sexy, not as attractive, not as able-bodied when they are your size. You don't like that people want and prefer to be smaller than you. It comes as a personal slight to them, is all it is, which shows their deep-seated insecurities at the end of the day, right?
Or when I was about to take a shower and like cried in dressing rooms because my pant size went up. And I'm not here to hate this woman because...
Okay, but you see, you could change it. You could change it.
She's
this
a
woman's
victim.
not that far gone that she could, I mean, she doesn't have like 150, 200 pounds to lose yet. She still could get there, but she's going to choose not to because she doesn't want to give up her food.
Of the exact same thing that a lot of us are victims of. And like, yeah, in the short term, it is really easy to rationalize that losing weight is easier than living in a body that you hate.
Yeah, the other thing is, like, in the long run, it's going to be better for you. You're going to develop better habits and you're just going to be healthier. Plus, hating yourself is really not good for your overall mental health and well-being. So if you hate yourself, you should, and I'm learning, like I said, I'm learning this too. You should start doing things that make you not hate yourself. And if that includes losing weight, then good for you. Then you're going to have the added benefit of health benefits. So it's a win-win all around.
But think about this in the long term. What are you going to do when you get pregnant and your body changes in a very natural...
My body changed when I was pregnant, but you know what? I had lost weight. I had gotten healthy. I got healthy. I had healthy eating habits. I had a healthy diet. When I got pregnant, I gained a little bit of weight, but I was mainly all belly. I got pregnant at 117 pounds. When I came out of the hospital with my son, I was 129, 130. Barely any to lose. I never lost it because I started losing it, but then I just went off the rails with my diet and everything, and it's been bad ever since. But My body didn't change really that much in a negative manner. Pregnancy does not mean you have to gain 40, 60, 80, 100 pounds and trash yourself. You're not eating for two. You don't have to eat that much more at all. So don't fearmonger pregnancy, girl.
Natural way, and it never goes back to looking the way that you do now.
It can, though. It can. You never, if you didn't know me and you saw me the day after I had my baby, you wouldn't have known I had just had a baby because, well, 129, 130 pounds for a 5-foot female these days is still pretty skinny in America. You would have never known. You would have been like, no way. And then if I told you, oh yeah, well, I'm up like what, 11, 12, 13 pounds, you'd be like, no way. So don't, like I said, don't fall back on that.
No. You're never going to hit 130 again.
You might. Oh, see, when people say this, I want to hit my pre-baby weight just to freaking show them. And I honestly, if I had really put in the effort, I could have. We started going through some bad things and there was major life changes happening and I just slipped off my diet. I did it. I was intentional. I knew I was gaining. It wasn't good. And then I developed Lyme. I contracted Lyme disease and it's been hell ever since. But if I had stuck to my plan and stayed to my healthy lifestyle and not just given in, I would have probably within a couple of months gotten back to my pre-baby weight. And I probably would have maintained it. So, see, women like this put the fear of God into women about getting pregnant. And I hate that.
Are you still going to hate yourself? Even if you don't have kids, if you get in an accident that prevents you from being able to go to the gym, or, you just get older.
But the fact is even if you're in an accident that cripples you and you can't exercise and go to the gym at all, if you adjust how much you eat and the way you eat and your caloric intake, you will still maintain your weight. You could actually lose weight. You would just have to reduce more, be more mindful because you wouldn't have as much energy expenditure. But that doesn't automatically mean weight gain. And getting old doesn't mean, oh, I get fat and I get ugly. That's how it used to be looked at, right? Especially for women. But that's not the case. Getting old, I'm an old woman. I'm almost in my mid-40s. That doesn't mean that you just let yourself go and you look horrible. I know some people think women age like milk, but you don't have to. You can age like wine, but you may have to put some more effort. You may have to adjust some things because, oh God, the coping is just crazy.
Your metabolism slows down and you're not.
Maybe a little bit, but guess what? If you maintain good muscle mass, if you stay fit, if you stay eating a healthy diet, your metabolism doesn't change all that much.
Going to be 130 anymore. At a certain point, it will.
You could be, though. Like, aging doesn't mean gaining weight. This is just such old, antiquated, outdated thinking.
Become almost impossible for you to lose weight, which is a reality.
And that's not true either. It might be a little harder as you get older. If you have health problems or problems with your joints or just a busy schedule, your metabolism changes, but you can still gain muscle, you can lose weight, you can maintain a healthy, fit body at damn near any age. I see videos of people losing weight and getting fit and getting healthy and starting to run marathons and do bodybuilding and crap in their 60s, 70s, 80s. So miss me with that. And I actually I haven't done motivational videos in a long time on this channel, and they don't get as many views as obviously the train wreck videos, but people like them. I like them. I want more people to watch them, and we just need some positivity. So I really want to bring back doing success stories and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about doing like Motivation Monday or something like that, where even if it's just a little quick 10-15 minute video on somebody who's lost weight or someone who maintains a healthy diet or something, from a couple of the channels that I really like that were suggested to me in the past by viewers. We need some of that because there's too much of this crappy attitude going around, right?
For a lot of people, particularly people like me who are in ED recovery.
Oh, what? Let me guess. You are morbidly obese because you had a restrictive eating disorder, right? Pfft, miss me with that. These people are coping. They consider skipping lunch or not having that second piece of cake or being on any diet as a restrictive ED. And that's not what that is. And that's very, very insulting to people who actually do struggle with legitimate restrictive eating, because that's a whole nother beast. So legitimate eating disorders are a whole other thing. This woman just eats too much and wants to justify eating as much as she wants and whatever she wants whenever she wants. And guess what? If you had a restrictive ED and you're now eating to the point where you're morbidly obese and gaining too much excess weight, then you haven't recovered from an ED. You've just switched up one for the other.
And look, I'm not saying not to go to the gym and not to work out. I'm just saying,
You're just saying, oh, but it's pointless after a certain age or after an injury or after having a baby. I'm not saying anything. This woman and women like this in this movement are very detrimental to the health and well-being of other people.
When I go to the gym, I'm still over 200 pounds.
Because you're eating too much. If you ate less and cleaned up your diet and kept going to the gym, especially, you'd lose weight and you wouldn't be over 200 pounds. You could sit on your couch and never exercise. If you just fix your diet, you could lose weight. So that means you're even eating more if you're making up the calories you burn at the gym. You eat too much.
Not to mention, but this is really insensitive to people in bigger bodies, because if you hate yourself...
You're not in a bigger body. Oh, I hate this. You are not in a bigger body. You have made your body fat. You have made your body obese. Your body is not a sentient being separate from yourself or something that you occupy like a hermit crab occupies a shell. You are your body. You are one and the same. And it is what it is because of what you have done to it. Your choices.
You hate looking at your body at almost 200 pounds. What do you think it feels like when someone like me hears it?
But the thing is people can't... Okay. Oh my God. People can't make decisions in their life. They can't make every decision in their life based on the fact that somebody else may not like it or may get offended by it or may be hurt by it. Whether it be a friend, a family member, a coworker, the cashier at the store down the street, some random lunatic fat activist on the internet. You can't. You have to ultimately make choices that benefit you. If somebody goes, "Ooh, I don't like how I look at almost 200 pounds. I want to lose weight and be smaller and get fitter." Do it. Don't go, they want people to go, "Oh, but I can't talk about that and I can't do it because random fat TikToker will be offended by it." Not because she's mad that I don't want to, that she doesn't like herself. She's mad because she'll be mad that I don't want to look like her. Okay, so what if that's the case? People need to suck it up. People need to make their own choices and make them without guilt or shame for what is going to benefit themselves in their own lives, especially as long as it's not hurting somebody else. And no, don't say, "Oh, this hurts fat people." You're telling that person that you don't want to look like them, that looking like them is wrong. Yeah, maybe it is, and maybe it's not. The fact is, this person doesn't want to be your size or smaller than your size. They still think they're too fat when they're smaller than you. Then that's valid. Let them think it. Let them lose their weight. That doesn't say anything about them, but it sure as heck says a lot about you. And what it says is that you deep down really are not happy with how you look. You're not happy with yourself, but you're not willing to make changes and do the hard work and give up the damn food to get to a better point. So don't put it on these people who actually have revelations and say, I need to change. I want to change. I don't like where this is heading or where this is at. I'm going to do something about it. Don't do that.
Someone who's 300 pounds or 400 pounds.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you can't say you want to lose weight because you don't like yourself at almost 200 pounds. What are all the people that are 250 or 300 pounds or 400 pounds going to think? No offense, but kindly, who gives a shit what those people think? They are making their own choices. They need to live with them. You can't make all of your choices every day of your life based on, because chances are somebody somewhere out there isn't going to like it or isn't going to agree with it or is going to be offended by it. But that's okay, because we're individuals and we can make our own choices and live your life for yourself, not for everybody else, especially randos on the internet.
Do you hate them?
No, and that doesn't mean, see, she's being so shady and playing on words. Oh, you don't like yourself at almost 200 pounds? Does that mean you hate the 300 pounders and the 400 pounders? And do you hate them? You're a horrible person. That doesn't mean she hates anybody. That means for herself, she didn't like how she looked and or felt, and that's valid. But guess what? Even if she says, no, I don't hate them, but I sure as hell would hate to look like them, that's valid too. Get over it. Build a bridge and get over it.
I suspect you might, but that's a soapbox for another.
She is. Oh, I suspect you might. You might hate those fatter people because you don't want to look like them. Well, okay, so does that mean you should lose weight and get fit because you don't want people to think you hate thinner people, right? You don't want people to think that you hate... No, it's okay to hate thinner people or fit people or people that have lost weight. It's only the obese people and the people gaining that you can't... that they're untouchable.
Day.
This woman is infuriating. Maybe I'll have to look at more of her content.
Basically, if you want to lose weight, I'm not here to harsh your mellow.
But you are, because you just spent 2 minutes trying to do it.
But if you're out there hating your body and struggling to lose weight...
Listen, she hated her body and she wanted to fix it, and she did. That tells me that wanting to make herself healthier, that she loves her body. And she loves herself. And you're actually the one that hates your body because you're choosing to stay the way you are and continue to gain. So, who should be given the talk about self-love? I think the tables need to be turned a little bit.
Maybe think about just accepting the way that it is.
Yeah, just accept how you are. Accept your bad habits. Keep doing them. Never change. Accept the way things are. Don't try. Don't try hard. Don't try to change things. Don't try to do things that are difficult or uncomfortable or that don't cause instant gratification. Don't do things that may be hard now but have a bigger payout in the long run. Only think about right now, this moment, this self-gratification, this instant indulgence. Do you see what a horrible toxic message that is?
It's as beautiful as it is.
Okay. Oh my God. I'll do one more after that one. Jeez Louise. We'll look at this guy. I think this is some sanity. We'll end on some sanity here.
Please stop normalizing this. The fact that it's okay to be overweight. It's just a few pounds. Nobody cares, right? My question is, why don't you care?
Good point. Why don't these people, they talk about how much they love themselves and stuff. They don't care about themselves at all.
Disease, diabetes, cancer risk. Does that sound fun to anyone? And by no means...
And they try to say, I mean, yes, ultimately everybody has these risks. But fact is that obesity just increases your risk for a lot of things.
Am I saying make fun of people that are overweight? But making it normal for everybody to be 20 to 30 pounds overweight is just bizarre.
God, and 20 to 30 pounds is like still considered like average and fit these days, at least in America. It's nothing for people to walk around and easily be at least 40, 50, 60 pounds overweight. Like, my boyfriend didn't think I needed to lose weight at all. He said, "Oh, you're not fat at all. You said you were fat." Like, and I was sitting at like 50 pounds overweight. And he's like, "You're thin. You look good." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm clinically obese," because that's how overweight so many people are.
Bizarre to me. Losing weight isn't that difficult, and you don't have to be ripped to be healthy. Just let's start being happy for people being.
Again, you don't need to be ripped. That's true. Weight loss isn't easy. It can be easy initially for some people. It's simple, but there's also a lot of nuance to it. People have individual needs. There's different health problems, hormonal problems. So losing weight, I don't agree. It can be boiled down to simple theory, but it is difficult, especially for certain people. But it can be done. It's not impossible.
Being a healthy weight rather than calling it fat shaming for wanting people to lose weight. Can we?
Amen. And like, there is such a culture of it's okay to fit shame and thin shame and weight loss shame, but no, you can't fat shame. It's just crazy. But anyways, I hope you guys like this little video. Just mix it up, you know, gets us out of gorl world for a little bit. Although I do have to step back in there. I'm going to edit this video, try to get it uploaded, and then I got to take the dog for a walk. We had tornadoes come through our area last night, our general region. They didn't hit us. We got a hell of a storm though. And we're supposed to get more downpours and rain today. I don't know if there will be storms or rain, but there's definitely calling for major storms in the area tomorrow. So I need to get Frodo out on at least one good long walk. And I'm going to do that once I get the video up. And then I'm going to try to get at least another video or two recorded today and scheduled or out, because I don't know what the situation with the power and the internet and stuff will be tomorrow. So we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, I hope you like the video. Like and subscribe, comment, leave a comment down below. Helps me, helps the algorithm. And I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will see you guys in the next video.